The other thing is real weird that there's dragons in this level. Like the whole reason why Spyro was summoned here was because they needed dragons to fight Ripto, and there's just dragons in this level. That's why in the remake, they're like flying cats instead of dragons. Because I think someone realized like, oh wait, yeah, that kind of screws with the law with stuff.
It's like when Europeans join. It's like when Europeans join ISIS.
How is it anything like when Europeans join ISIS?
It's the dragons.
What? Okay, explain this analogy to me.
Well, because Spyro's enemy is always like the
ISIS.
analogy of the Middle East, right?
No.
Personified with ice.
Well, like the dragons.
No.
ISIS
Spyro's
dragons.
enemy is anyone that's like vaguely Arabic so far.
Only in that one level.
Or like indigenous, you know.
Yeah, Spyro's enemy is just diversity.
Exactly, dragons
It's
only.
just multiculturalism.
So when the dragons join the enemy, they're being like, I don't know. Yeah, European. You get it. Jerk explained? Jerk explained.
We can move on.
Finally, we can move on.
We can rebuild. In the aftermath of that joke. Avengers Infinity War, but the cliffhanger is someone makes that joke and half the universe dies. Shit, my shield's running out.
What are you doing?
Bastard.
That's
I had
terrible.
a lava shield and it ran out.
Alright.
I need to find 3 more bones. Bones of my enemies.
Speaking of movies, I've realized this thing in myself.
Speaking of movies 5 minutes ago, yeah.
For some reason, when I'm watching movies now with like romantic connections,
You have to masturbate.
No, I get this strong desire to watch people that fancy each other in movies fucking. Like, straight up.
So you just watch porn?
No, but for me, always when I've watched porn, I've had to narrativize it a little bit before I can get off. I can't, I'm not just like, who's it? I'm like, okay, so me and you, okay,
I know what you mean, I'm kind of the same
we met at a club, you know, we're going back to yours, we flirt like, and I imagine the flirting a little bit, like only about 30 seconds, but sometimes longer. But anyway, yeah, in movies, like, yeah,
This got away from me.
I just really want to see people in movies shag. Like, it's gotten to the point where I'm literally talking at the screen. Like, I'll be on my own and I'll be like, "Fuck!
Wow,
Do it!"
That's depressing.
I want to see them make love, and then I feel like an accomplice to their love, and I'm like, yes, good.
No, that is literally the most incel thing I've ever heard.
No, it's not coming from a place of
Somehow the fact that
depression.
it's over Spyro 2 gameplay makes it even more depressing. In fact, this is my reaction to what you just said.
Dance with joy. Do a Fortnite
For some reason,
dance.
the version...
The OG Fortnite dance.
For some reason, the version of this dance in the remake is like way shitter. Like I think it's like shorter or something.
Even shitter than this.
I mean, this is shit. I am sweating my bollocks off in this room. It's so warm. I feel like I'm in Ski Lost Badlands. Was there another orb challenge? Never got all the orbs.
We're role
I
playing.
think I did. Did I get all the orbs?
Yep, you got one more mission done out of this piece of shit game.
This is a piece of shit game. It's nostalgic. It's good. I played it when I was younger, so it's good. That's fucking PlayStation's entire like strategy now. Is to just I like how it just lifts his video camera. Let's just remake all the games, but add microtransactions. Have you seen microtransactions in Crash Team Racing now?
Oh my god, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
so they re-released Crash Team Racing for like 30 quid, which is already bullshit.
Yeah.
And then about 6 months, or like a couple of months after it came out, they added microtransactions to it. So like everyone's bought it already. And then they had microtransactions.
What the fuck?
It is fucking disgusting. I just want to take this opportunity. I know no one's going to be watching it, but fuck Activision. Fuck Activision, right, with the biggest, spikiest cock of Satan.
Did they add content then? Or did they...
Yeah, they added like bullshit like skins and stuff that you can unlock for a limited time if you pay money. It's like, just fuck off. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of every fucking game just being like manipulating you into paying extra money for something you've already bought.
Yeah.
So you can get some extra bollocks.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get a mustache for Crash Bandicoot if you pay $5.
And you know it's mostly
Activision.
like impressionable kids as
No.
well. That's what they advertise to is
While
impressionable
we're on the topic,
children.
fuck Warner Brothers for doing that to Mortal Kombat. Fuck Konami. Fuck Namco. Just fuck every developer. Well, every publisher who does that. It's disgusting. It's ruining the mainstream game industry. I'm fucking sick of it. It's why we have to go back to shit like this, because there's hardly any games that we can just play and enjoy that have come out recently. I mean, part of that is because we're skin. But like, we've got to go back to games like this, because new games are just shit. Having said that, I am looking forward to the Outer Worlds.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one.
I bet they do that with the new Oddworld. So they released like a trailer for the new Oddworld game, Oddworld Soulstorm, which I've been excited for fucking years. Like, I'm a big Oddworld fan. And they showed in the trailer you can collect like loot. There's like loads of different economies. You know, you can collect like values and stuff, like stuff to craft with and that. And it sounds cool, but that is always a warning sign that it's going to be like a bullshit microtransaction economy added into it.
Yeah.
And I'm calling it now. I am fucking calling it now. They're going to put microtransactions into the new Oddworld, and it's going to ruin it. And Oddworld will be, at least while they're doing this, ruined as a series. Like, I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope Oddworld Soulstorm comes out next year, and it's great, and there's no microtransaction bollocks. But it's been done so much now that I have no faith left in the mainstream gaming industry at all. Anytime a game comes out, I'm like, yeah, it looks cool, but I know it's going to be ruined. And it's at the point now where you can't even... A game could come out and it can be good, and you can't even trust that they're not going to ruin it later, like they did with Crash and Racing. Because I was pleasantly surprised when it didn't add microtransactions to it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh cool, it doesn't have any, and I might get it. And then they added them. So even when a cool game comes out, you know they could still ruin it in the future.
You could sort of play it without... I mean, does it affect the gameplay? Can you still play it the same?
I just don't like getting manipulated into fucking spending money. It's like Mortal Kombat 11. Like, I really like Mortal Kombat 11. I play it a lot. It's a good game. But the unlock system is bollocks. You've got to like grind for hours and hours and hours in this bullshit mode. That's just not fun to unlock like a different mask or like a slightly different colour for your outfit. Or you can pay money to skip that.
It's not like those games
and
are like...
it's
It's not like they're costing any more to produce than a really good indie game or a really good AAA game without microtransactions. It's just greed.
Yeah, it's just greed. Like Mortal Kombat 11, it's a good game and I like it, but it would have been so much better if they'd just gone, here's like a diverse selection of outfits you can have, and you unlock them by playing the game and playing these modes which are actually fun. Like they did with Mortal Kombat X, and that's why Mortal Kombat X, one of the reasons why Mortal Kombat X is probably my favourite fighting game. And I really like fighting games as well, so... But what they did was they deliberately made the game less fun, so that they can squeeze money out of it. And they know it's less fun as well, because there was loads of trailers and loads of hype surrounding Mortal Kombat 11 before it came out. They showcased like all the different modes and trailers and stuff, and they didn't do a single trailer for the Towers of Time mode, which is what you use to unlock shit. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't go on about this in the Mortal Kombat Let's Play. But yeah, so like they didn't say anything about it, and it was only revealed when it was leaked before the game's release. So they wanted to keep that quiet to trick people into buying the game. And it's bollocks, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of every fucking game series doing it. I mean, they did it with Injustice as well. Like I realised I'd spent about 30 extra quid on Injustice 2, just to get like outfits for my character and shit, and it was just like slightly different. That went on a while.
Preying on your autism.
I hate it. No, they're preying on the facts that I and some other people are fucking compulsive. Well, not compulsive fans, but I've got a bit of a fucking gambling problem. I used to. It's under control now. I don't tend to gamble anymore, but I used to. And like, when you're like depressed, right? Yeah. And you've got a bit of an addictive personality, like I have. Yeah. We're getting some real shit here, but you do tend to you are liable to fall victim to systems like that, because it's like a hit of endorphins. It's like a dopamine hit, spending money to get this thing, and it just feels good. Yeah, but
I know what you mean.
It's fucked up to prey on people's addictions like that.
Yeah,
and I know I'm not saying it's like, I know it's also, it was my choice to like spend money on shit, but.
Yeah, but they've convinced you to get into this environment where you're playing a game, but with gameplay, and then they're adding gambling elements.
Yeah, and it's like, this game's like just not quite as good as you want it to be because you haven't got this outfit. Why don't you just pay a little bit of money to make it a bit better, and then do it again and again and again and again?
It's like you can argue with, if you go to a casino, it's your own fault. If you're just sitting at home playing a video game, why the fuck do you have to be harassed?
Exactly.
By that manipulation?
And also, casinos don't charge you 50 quid initially.
Yeah,
it's like something like Fortnite, right? Like
and you know what you're getting with a casino.
Yeah, like something like Fortnite, they do it a bit. They like manipulate you into paying for like skins and stuff. But at least that game's free.
Yeah,
like it's not that bad when Fortnite does it. But when you pay like 50 quid for a game, and then it's like, oh hey, we've withheld all this content, and you can optionally unlock it by doing this shit that we know you don't want to do, and it's designed so that you don't want to do
boring,
it. or you can pay money to do it. Oh, it's an option. It's optional.
It's just there's no love or humanity
Yeah,
or
there's no. It's not for
integrity.
the love of the game. It's not
There's no
making a
honor
good
in it.
product. Yeah.
That's
Like
where
you
you get the
play, like one of my favorite games is Undertale, and like that's because basically the guy Toby Fox like created it because he was passionate about it.
Yeah.
He was passionate about making a good game, and he made a load of money from it as well because people bought the game, so he benefited from it financially as well. He didn't get greedy with it. Like it used to be, you just made a good game,
Yeah.
and if it was good, people bought it and you
Yeah.
made money. But that's not enough anymore. You've got to make a shit game so that people pay money to make it better, and it works. Is the worst part. It fucking works. People make millions off this shit.
The people involved in making the game are likely not the people making these executive decisions.
Yeah, it's
Coming from
that's
people
what's
that
real
are just
sad.
looking at numbers.
Like going back to Mortal Kombat, I think the CEO of NetherRealm, the developers of Mortal Kombat, is Ed Boon, who is basically been in charge of Mortal Kombat since the beginning. He was like the co-creator of Mortal Kombat. He's been in it for like nearly 30 years. And I don't think that when he set out to make these games, it was his intention for his players to be like, well, I don't know. I suppose it was an arcade game, so it was similar back then. You know, like manipulating into spending money. I can't believe that Ed Boon is happy with seeing something that he created be turned into a machine for manipulating people into spending money on like a mask. You can pay a $5 to get a different coloured jumpsuit for your character.
The way I imagine it, because I see that a lot, I see it as a trend in things. I feel like the original creators become really disenfranchised with their own universe, their own creation, their own creative product. They just end up being like, well, fuck it, I'm like 50 now, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Sell
I
that, whatever.
I don't know, just like Ed Boon has been working on that series for nearly 3 decades. It's like his passion, and I just don't. I find it hard to believe that someone with that much passion would be satisfied with seeing something they've created turn into this.
I wonder if he's still got the passion.
I don't know. I'd find it difficult at this point if I was creating something. And
It could be that it was manipulated as well, though.
yeah,
Imagine being surrounded by heads of EA and Warner Brothers or whatever.
Warner Brothers, yeah. It won't be Ed Boon's decision. I don't blame him personally.
It'd be like, oh, we can provide better content if we do this. You know, like you can imagine like the hours and hours of manipulation he's probably got.
Because Warner Brothers do it with other games as well.
Yeah.
Like Shadow of Mordor was like notorious for its loot boxes.
Yeah.
Injustice 2 had loot boxes, although that was also NetherRealm. So. But yeah, it's the executives at the publishers who make these decisions, and then the developers, the creators of these series that they're passionate about and love, are faced with a choice: either put in our bullshit to make your game worse and manipulate people into spending more money on it, or you're fired and we'll get someone else. I mean, what would you do? You know, you're not going to sacrifice your life on it. It's shitty, and it's shitty that developers.
Well, I think a lot of people go to indie development based on that, and they go to Patreon. You get a lot of developers that split.
Yeah, but when you're in indie development, eventually you've got a choice most of the time of either being obscure and not making money. I don't know.
I think you can still make a living off a game that does okay.
Yeah,
in indie development, and a lot of the indie market now is quite good for games.
I think there's a lot of shit as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit, but there's a lot of really, like, if you think about it, compared to what it could be, there's a lot of really, really successful indie games and a lot of middling successful indie games that get views because of Let's Play, and actually like larger channels when they do Let's Plays of indie games.
That's one of the cool things about Let's Plays, right? You can do, if like a popular Let's Play series picks up like an obscure indie game.
Yeah, like we were looking at the
sales.
sales figures for Spyro 2, and we realised that this game's recently taken a dramatic drop.
So we decided to help
since
out.
9/11. Yeah.